The Lions will get the ball first as John Hall has it teed up, and this final game of the regular season underway. Hall roots one to the goal line. Len Milburn, 20, 25-yard line, and that's where the #1 offense in the National Football League will start. And Barry Sanders goes for another rushing title, needs 131 to hit the 2,000 mark. Last 13 games he's been averaging nearly 140. Here's the offensive line that'll block for him. Roberts, Compton, Glover goes to his third Pro Bowl. Hardings and Tharp. Tommy Vardell, a blocking back, with Scott Mitchell, the quarterback. Morton and Herman Moore, 100 catches, are the wide receivers, and David Sloan, the tight end. And Sanders gets the call on first down and picks up a couple. Marvin Jones makes the tackle for the Jets in their white with green, and here's how they align themselves defensively. Off their best defensive game of the season last week against Tampa Bay, Lyle, Ferguson, and Douglas up front. The backers, Lewis, the most valuable player, Gordon, Jones, and the rookie Ferrier. Glenn and Smith on the outside, and Green and Henderson are the safeties. Second down and 7. Sanders has a hole, and it closes in a hurry as Jones with his second straight tackle at the 31. Lions on this first series have it 3rd down and 5. Both first carries by Sanders, gaining 3 and then 2 yards. Marvin Jones making the tackle on both occasions, and now Scott Mitchell in a pass situation brings Herman Moore in motion. Throws over the middle, hit and incomplete. The call as Victor Green drives into Moore and denies the catch.
Well, that's one thing the Jets excel at on defense. Third and short passing situations. They play the situations. They know the Lions are probably going to throw a route that's 3 or 4 or 5 yards down the line, and they do a good job looking for it and making the plays.
John Jett to punt it. Leon Johnson has returned a punt for touchdown and kickoff return for touchdown. One of the better return men in the league. The rookie from North Carolina smothered at the 26. A 53-yard punt, 10 on the return. Matt Russell made the tackle, and here comes Neil O'Donnell in the Jets offense. 9-6 off a 1-15-year 1996. Jenkins and Burns and the reordered offensive line with the injuries to Elliott and Roberts. Duffy, O'Dwyer, and Malamala complete the front 5. O'Donnell with Morrell over 1,000 yards back to back. Neal the blocker. Keyshawn Johnson leads in catches with 64. Graham the other wide out, and Kyle Brady the tight end. Jets practice the silent count all week, knowing it would be noisy here, and so it is. The throw complete as he goes to Johnson, and he has a first down at the 40. A 15-yard play. The rookie Kevin Abrams from Syracuse made the tackle.
Well, Keyshawn Johnson over the last few weeks, the last 4 or 5 weeks, has really become the favorite target for Neil O'Donnell, especially going inside. And he's a big, tall wide receiver. As for a quarterback, that makes it so easy to throw these balls short and over the middle.
First down at the 40. O'Donnell to Adrian Morrell. Morrell for 4 into the arms of Stephen Boyd, who leads the Lions in tackles, number 57. Here are the defenders in the Honolulu blue and silver. Porcher leads in sacks, 11.5. Wells, Ellis, and Scroggins. Linebackers, Stephen Boyd, their leading tackler, with Jamison and Reggie Brown. Bryant Westbrook, Texas. Kevin Abrams, Syracuse. 2 rookies at the corners. Mark Carrier, the former Bear, and Ron Rice at safety. Second down, 6. To the outside, and it's Johnson again, and he's close to a first down at midfield. Tackle made by Carrier and Brown, and he does have enough at the Lions 49 for a first down.
Well, I think the Lions, what they would like to do defensively, Phil, is force Neil O'Donnell to throw the football. They want to just shut down the run and make him throw outside, and he's had 2 good passes already.
Paul, they like to do that because the Jet offensive line has struggled some, especially late with the injuries. The Jets, you can see their game plan already. Just try to keep the line defense off balance so they can't attack the passer.
Double tight end for O'Donnell. Good protection underneath to Morrell. Oh, almost bobbled that one right into the arms of Reggie Brown, the linebacker. You look at the ticker in Minnesota. They have won, and of course that was one of the hopes of Lions fans, that either Minnesota or Washington would lose, and that would mean that the Lions were in, but that's not going to be the case. The Lions are going to have to do that with a victory themselves, and so this now becomes, you win, you go to the playoffs. The team that loses, their season ends.
It's a playoff game. Except this to go home.
2nd and 10. Wayne Corbett in motion. O'Donnell. Oh, what a catch by Keyshawn Johnson as he spears it for another 14-yard gain and a first down for the Jets. 3 catches, Keyshawn Johnson.
It's a good job by Neil O'Donnell. Here comes the blitz from the outside. Keyshawn Johnson sees it. Neil O'Donnell sees it. He adjusts, throws a nice little short pass again to the big receiver against a rookie corner. This is a matchup the Jets they must take advantage of.
Johnson, who started the game with 64 to lead the Jets, one more than his rookie year. First down at the Lions 35. Morrell to the 31-yard line, never got to full speed, and George Jamison, the veteran from Cincinnati, made the tackle. 2nd down and 6. Morrell again hitting the backfield, breaks that tackle and gets to the 26-yard line. A pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Bryant Westbrook from the corner makes the tackle.
Well, here's a little bit of different situation. Watch Adrian Morrell now. He's waiting for his blockers. So they force him back up inside. He does make a good move here. If he stays inside, he might have been able to pick up the first down.
3rd down for the Jets, and it's a long one, closer to 2 yards. And in comes Ray Lucas, who has become Bill Parcells' super 3rd down player, wide receiver, quarterback. You don't know what he'll do. Former quarterback at Rutgers, and he rolls and throws his first NFL pass, complete for a first down. Keyshawn Johnson's 4th catch of this opening drive, and Lucas with his first NFL pass and completion.
Well, Ray Lucas, not to compare him, but it's kind of the slash role that Cordell Stewart did in Pittsburgh. He comes in there, and the one thing he does really well, got a chance to watch him in practice this week, he throws sprinting to his right, he throws to the outside very well, and Coach Parcells knows him picking up these 3rd down plays today for them is going to be extremely important.
Another first down for the Jets on this opening drive. That's gone to the Lions 21, and O'Donnell now goes deep, no one there. Flag is down, however, and Ryan Westbrook, the corner, may have been holding Jeff Graham.
Well, they're not going to call pass interference. If they're going to call anything at all, it'll be holding.
Dick Hantak, the man in the white hat today. Holding is the call against Detroit. The automatic first down. 60-year-old Bobby Ross, former Charger coach, 5 years in San Diego, took his team to the Super Bowl. And Boss Ross wants to know the particulars.
Yeah, he
Defense,
wants to know the
number
particulars.
32,
What happened was it
5 yards, first down.
There's really a miscommunication, and what happened is the ball is thrown way to the outside. Now you're going to see it right here. That's where they call the holding. Now it's not pass interference. You see him grab his shirt. He's breaking to the outside. The ball's thrown in the corner of the end zone.
First down on the penalty at the 16-yard line. O'Donnell looking for Graham. He's covered. Throws it away. Closest white jersey was Graham. Rice and Carrier, the safeties for Detroit, had blanketed number 81, Jeff Graham from Ohio State. He has 40 catches this year.
That's something the Jets love to do. Once they get inside about the 30-yard line, you can always look for them on an early down to take a shot, throw the ball in the end zone and score quickly, because we know once you drive it down inside the 10, that's a tough spot of the field to score from.
2nd down and 10. O'Donnell and the Jets have thrown less interceptions than anyone in the league. 7. Morrell trying to get outside, cannot. Reggie Brown shut the door.
What a great play by the linebackers. The defensive line stuffed it. Morrell went to the outside, and Reggie Brown, number 59, cleans up.
No gain. It'll be 3rd and 10 for New York. This is the opening drive for the New York Jets. They've moved all the way to the Lions 16, where it is 3rd and a long 10. O'Donnell swings it to Morrell, and there are plenty of blue jerseys there. A gain of only 2, and that'll force the field goal try.
Well, that's the only guy he had a chance to throw the ball to, Phil, because the rush was on.
The rush was on. Good job by the Lions defense. They covered the receivers down the field, even though Bill's probably saying, Neil, they were open, throw it down there. But he did a good job. Get the team in position to kick the field goal.
Did he ever tell you that they were all covered when you went there?
Very seldom.
John Hall, the rookie from Wisconsin, to try a 31-yard or a 32-yard, depending on the spot, and he drills it. 80,000 here to see if the Lions can win and move into the playoffs, and to see if Barry Sanders can get his 131 yards. He has 5 in the first series and become the 3rd man in NFL history to gain 2,000 yards in a season. Eric Dickerson and O.J. Simpson, the others. John Hall, who has kicked a 32-yard field goal, drives this one, and it's Ron Rivers who brings it back. Rivers from Fresno State, and he powers across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Scott Mitchell to the outside. Herman Moore, the intended receiver, well covered by Otis Smith. Smith with a couple of touchdowns last week against Tampa Bay with picks, has 3 touchdowns this year.
Well, the New York Jets, what they want to do today is they want to disguise their defenses. They want to sit back, look like they're in coverage sometimes, and then they want to try to catch the Detroit Lions off guard. Mo Lewis on a blitz, caught Scott Mitchell by surprise that time.
Mitchell at 6 feet 6 inches, the tallest NFL quarterback. He throws the other way, and too tall for Johnny Morton. Mitchell is not the most popular player in Detroit. Obviously, that's Barry Sanders. In fact, he's probably the least popular. His big contract, the fact that the team has not done all that well since he arrived here from Miami, but he's had some big games. When he's hot, he's torrid.
Yeah, but when he's bad, he is really bad.
Well, I don't know anybody that's bad. Is, you know, when they're always bad, they're really bad. But Scott Mitchell,
there really is no in between, though.
Let me say this, though. Physically, I think it frustrates a lot of people because physically he is very good. A big, tall quarterback who I think throws the ball exceptionally well.
And he's big, 245 pounds. Guns this one incomplete through the hands of Herman Moore. Moore hawked by Ray Mickens. And Moore, who has 100 catches but has not practiced the last 2 weeks. He watched practice from a chair a week ago, then played, had the winning touchdown. Now this week just stood and watched.
Well, actually, he didn't even come out and warm up today before the game, and he didn't do it last week either. And there's Mickens, just excellent coverage on Herman Moore.
3 throws to Moore with no catches, and John Jett's spiral comes down to Leon Johnson at the 19, breaks 1 tackle, 25 to the 30. Leading 3-0. Jets second possession from the 30. The fake and the throw is complete to tight end Fred Baxter. Baxter's 24th catch of the year is good for 1 yard. Glenn Foley, injured a month ago, has missed the last 4 games, knee injury. Some thoughts this week as he returned to practice that he might see some serious duty. He told us that knee is far from 100%, but looked good in warm-ups, didn't he?
Didn't look good in practice this week. Had a chance to see him. I thought he really struggled. Couldn't even believe. I didn't think he would dress today, maybe, but watching him in warm-up, Dick, you're right. He moved around well, and he threw the ball really well.
Second down, 9. O'Donnell off play action, throwing complete to Wayne Corbett. Out at the 39-yard line, Bryant Westbrook, the #1 pick of the Lions from the University of Texas, the cornerback, got him out of bounds.
Well, Wayne Corbett hadn't had a catch the last couple of weeks. Toughest throw for a quarterback to make. Neil O'Donnell right on the money to the sideline. And Jet fans, if you're a little worried about your quarterback, he's off to a really good start. Looks poised, relaxed, and throwing the ball well.
And that's important for Neil O'Donnell, isn't it? So, I mean, to get those few catches right off the bat.
It is for any quarterback, especially when they've been struggling.
Ray Lucas, at quarterback again, and he hands off this time to Leon Johnson, and Johnson is to the 40 and a first down. So on 2 third down plays, Bill Parcells has sent in Ray Lucas. Lucas with his first NFL completion, and now stays at quarterback to hand off to Johnson, a rookie from Carolina, for the first down.
Well, we can see the trend already. At probably anywhere from 3rd and 3 or less, bring in Ray Lucas. And Coach Parcells last night, he gave us a look. He has a game plan, and up there in the big corner, there's all the plays for Ray Lucas, and I think there'll be a little bit of everything in that package today for him.
We've not seen Lucas carry. He's had 3 rushes in previous games for 25 yards, so small numbers, but very productive. O'Donnell back on first down, down the middle to Baxter, the tight end with a first down at the Lions 41, 18 on the play. Mark Carrier made the tackle.
Well, this is the play quarter. Any offense, they love to run. The safeties are split. You have a play action, and what this does, it lets the tight end go down the middle. Neil O'Donnell throws it a hard line drive to make sure he gets it in there before Mark Carrier can make the hit.
I'm looking at Neil O'Donnell, Dick. He's only thrown one bad pass in these two series of downs.
Jets lead 3-0 on a 32-yard John Hall field goal. O'Donnell's number 7 for 9. First down at the 41. A throwback from Morrell to O'Donnell to Corbett, complete, not out of bounds, inside the Lions 20. Ron Rice was the closest defender, 22 on the play.
Well, this brings back some memories. I probably ran this play 20 times in my career, and they call it Ride 135. Flea Flicker is the name of the play. Wayne Corbett just goes across the field. Watch the Lions defense. They just lose sight of where he is. And this is the guy that's always open. The backside corner. The guys come up for the play fake and the big gap between the safety and the linebackers are there. Neil O'Donnell does a good job of catching it and just getting rid of it quickly.
They threw that off the back foot. They really didn't get a chance to step into it. On first down, Morrell straight ahead, and he's inside the Lion 15, a gain of nearly 5 before Reggie Brown can make the stop.
This is where, this is where really the game is played. You like the receivers and the quarterbacks throwing the ball, but when you look at these guys in the middle of the line, remember now, this is the line they started out with at the beginning of the year. There's some pretty good blocking in there, and then I'm watching Adrian Morrell run the ball the way he's supposed to.
You know, Paul, now I love linemen, offensive linemen. I always love them. Those defensive linemen didn't like.
Second down and 5.
But there are a lot of them that like you.
3 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Toss to Morrell, has a blocker. He's at the 10. He's in the end zone, touchdown. 14 yards for the score behind Kerry Jenkins. A pickup tackle from the Bears practice squad when Jumbo Elliott went down, and Morrell gives the Jets a 9-0 lead.
Well, this is what they call a little crack play. Watch the wide receiver coming down inside, getting a crack. It's Keyshawn Johnson doing a really good job of sealing off the inside, and then the guard comes around. Adrian Morrell sees that little hole that time, Paul, and really goes through it hard for the touchdown.
John Hall with the extra point, and the Jets lead it 10-0. Adrian Morrell, the son of a military man, his dad Angelo, a command sergeant major. He's lived in Europe, Hawaii, migrated to West Virginia for his education, and Morrell, a happy face on the Jets sideline. It's 10-0 New York. Hall, who has set an NFL record for touchbacks this year, and he has his 29th to add to that mark since they moved to the 30-yard line. Let's go back to the Jets score.
Well, first of all, Bill Parcells, Fred, what's that, a boy, Freddie? He's talking about Fred Baxter, number 84. Now watch what he does on Reggie Brown to start this. Right on the top, you're going to see Baxter, number 84, goes in motion, and he blocks Brown right there. That's what starts this off.
Then Keyshawn Johnson makes the blocks, and then watch Kerry Jenkins, the big tackle. Well, the defensive back just falls down. He was going to get run over anyway. It didn't matter.
So from the 20-yard line, Scott Mitchell and the Lions looking for their first down. Barry Sanders tries to get away, and their gain is only 2 as Dwayne Gordon makes the stop. Second down and 8 for the Lions as Mitchell fires low for tight end David Sloan. And the fans again start to groan. They want Mitchell to produce.
Well, what's happening, Dick? The Jet defense is moving around a lot and not giving him good looks. And Paul, that time you can see the safeties are going in, coming out, and it's confusing the Lions passing game so far.
And every pass that he's thrown so far has been a short one. Now watch his throw.
See, he's looking down the field. They double cover both wide receivers. Then he has to come off to a short receiver. Late, it's hard to be accurate when you got to do it late like that.
Vardell and Sanders split wide now behind Mitchell. 3rd and 8. Sidearms this incomplete, not close to Sanders, but Sanders had 2 men on him, Corwin Brown and Otis Smith, and an accurate pass might have led to an interception. So 3 and out, 3 consecutive possessions for Bobby Ross's Lions. Jet to punt. Leon Johnson at the Jets 30-yard line. So John Jett to the Jets. Very high, and Johnson no fair catch. 37, 40, good balance, and gets to the 43-yard line. The Jets lead at 10-0 first quarter. 2 minutes 7 seconds left here at the Silverdome. Adrian Morrell up to the 46, 47-yard line. Pick up a 4 into the arms of Stephen Boyd.
This is the time, if you're on offense and your New York Jets, the coaches and players, you try to keep this thing going. Don't get conservative. You want to keep it. You feel the momentum on your side. You get the defense guessing. So keep the play calling mixed like they have so far.
And it's also the time you don't take the game out of the players' hands.
Neil O'Donnell with superb numbers here in the opening quarter. Mitchell shut out over 6. Second down 6. Whoa, what a hit on the tight end Brady as Ryan Westbrook, the rookie corner. That's not a fumble, as the tight end Brady never had possession, and Westbrook at 6 feet 199. Quite a hammer.
Does your back hurt a little bit?
Well, let's listen to this hit, Paul. This time the quarterback. Oh,
now that hurts.
Now that's one of them. You go back to the huddle if you're the receiver and say, what is going on?
Don't ever hang me out to dry again.
The quarterback's got to see that. He should not have thrown the ball in the flat to the tight end that time.
That awakened the sellout crowd in Pontiac. 3rd and 6. O'Donnell incomplete to Keyshawn Johnson. The other rookie corner, Kevin Abrams, makes the play, and that excites the Lions fans.
Doesn't it happen every single time that somebody makes a hit on defense or they do something spectacular on defense? It just raises everybody else up. That's outstanding coverage.
Even had he caught it, it wouldn't have been enough for the first down, as the first punt now from Brian Hansen of the Jets. Glenn Milburn back at the 10. Fair catch. Milburn at the 18-yard line. Barry Sanders 131 yards shy of 2,000 at the start. He's been quiet, and he doesn't get much here, as invading the backfield was Victor Green, the safety, to slow him down. No gain on the play.
This is a good example of what the Jets are doing. Victor Green is safety, trying to time it up with Scott Mitchell with his snap count, and he comes up to the line of scrimmage just at the last second. When they snap it, he comes in free, makes the tackle.
You know what he did great, though, Victor Green? He's thinking pass. I'm going to go to the quarterback, but he pauses just enough to make the tackle on the running back, Barry Sanders.
Very good play.
Final minute of the quarter, 2nd down 10. Mitchell complete, but immediately hit was Tommy Boyd, the 3rd wide receiver from Toledo. Otis Smith with the tackle.
Well, does that surprise you? Now, we're in the first quarter. They've had the ball 3 different times, the Detroit Lions. They have not tried a deep pass.
I think, you know, Paul, it's a good point. I think they've had a couple deep passes called, but the Jets, both times they did it, had the wide receivers double covered, so Scott Mitchell had to throw the short ball.
3rd and 6. Throw complete, and there's the initial first down for the Lions. It's to Tommy Boyd. Boyd's 9th catch of the year at the end of the opening quarter. The greatest production by a runner in an NFL season, Eric Dickerson, who's here in attendance, 2,105. OJ, the only other runner over 2,000. You see Campbell, Barry Sanders close, and he figured that he's a better second half back, that he'll get his necessary yards today. Needs 131, but he runs into his own blocker here on first down as we open the second quarter, and is able to pick up only a yard. Hugh Douglas makes the stop.
What the Jets are doing, just watch them along the line of scrimmage. They're not getting out of their lanes. They know that Barry Sanders will cut back. Look at every single one of those guys are sitting in a lane. There is no place for him to go. Either Sanders goes outside or he's not going anywhere.
You know, Paul, I had a chance to watch the Jets practice this week, and it's all they worked on with the defensive linemen, with the secondary, and the linebackers. Stay where you're supposed to be. Don't be a hero. Don't overcommit, and create those big opportunities for Barry Sanders.
This time it's rookie nose tackle Jason Ferguson from Georgia and Ray Mickens who collaborate on the stop.
You know, this is the Jets defense so far. It's a good case in point. You really got to trust your teammates. Have faith in each other. Just do your job, and know if you do that, the teammate standing next to you is going to do his job, and that way you can all kind of fall on Barry Sanders.
You see what they do, though? And I think they're told, just wait, he'll come to you. Just be patient. He's going to come back.
3rd down and 5. throw to Vardell is caught. First down at the 48. So Tommy Vardell, used more as a blocker and down on the goal line or in short yardage, has an 11-yard reception. It's his 16th catch of the year.
I saw him come out of the backfield, and I swear, Phil, when I saw him come out of the backfield, there was nobody on Vardell.
Tommy Vardell comes out here. It looks like the linebackers should cover him. I'm trying to decide why he does it, and I understand. He got picked by the tight end. That's the reason he's wide open down the field.
First down from the 48. They pick up the blitz, and the deep throw by Mitchell, incomplete to Johnny Morton. Otis Smith there for the Jets.
Well, it was just a matter of time when you go downfield with these guys.
Morton was 78 catches this year.
Well, it's all about timing, offense and defense. This time, the Detroit Lions, they guessed right. It's single coverage. The Jets were on a blitz. The safety came up the middle. Scott Mitchell needed about a half a second more to lead the ball inside. He didn't know the receiver was going inside when he let it go.
Second down 10. Sanders has a hole, but it closes in a hurry. Good job by Rick Lyle, the defensive end. Pinch it off. He's from Missouri in his 4th year.
Well, I'll tell you what we are seeing, and just one more point about this defense of the Jets. I'm seeing patience. You're really seeing patience. Watch Lyle. Watch these guys. They just stay where they're supposed to be. Now Barry Sanders goes in, so Mo Lewis and Lyle are right there to make the play. That's patience.
With that run, he has set a new Lion rushing record, surpassing his own, set in 94 by 3 yards. 114 shy of 2,000. Throwing as he's hit, and incomplete, and no flag. Lions fans don't like that. Johnny Morton trying to come back to the ball, but draped all over him was Otis Smith.
Well, there's pressure on Scott Mitchell. The reason why the receiver, Johnny Morton's coming back. Look at the pressure inside by the Jet defensive line. Rick Terry, then Otis Smith. Good call.
And a flag down as they try to hurry up into the next call.
Or I guess I should say, Dick, good no call. There you go. Just had to clear that up, Paul.
4th down, flag down.
There is no play. The ball was snapped prior to the umpire being out of the way.
Prior to the snap.
Prior to the snap.
Yeah, that's what he was going to say.
The umpire won't get out of the way. Look at the umpire. He's in the way, so he has to get out of the way, and it hits him. He's away.
Number 92 really hadn't gotten back into position.
Now wait, you know,
That's why they have those whistles.
When I was a quarterback, I'd hit him. They said, well, no, we're a part of the field of play.
So Jet never had a punt blocked in his previous 4 years, but has had 2 smothered this season. Wobbly kick, Leon Johnson, third catch, 16-yard line. The Jets with a 10-0 lead. And the winner advances to the playoffs. The loser is out. Should Detroit lose, then the Redskins would earn a trip to the playoffs. So the folks in the nation's capital rooting for the Jets. Swing it to Morrell. Wrapped up on a good tackle by George Jamison. Loss of a yard.
George Jamison, you know, it really is one of the harder plays for a linebacker to make because you have the running back out in space. And Jamison, there's a blitz on. Watch Jamison get his feet set and then come right at him. That's what you have to do. Attack that player now. Don't let him start making moves on you.
If a defense is going to blitz, the players behind him, they must be good tacklers. That time, George Jamison brings the ball carrier down at the spot he catches the ball.
Jamison, the former Kansas City Chief. 2nd and 11 for O'Donnell. Pressure on, he gets it off to Morrell. And Morrell's out across the 25-yard line to the 26. It'll be 3rd and 2. Good little shovel toss by O'Donnell as he was about to be sacked.
Well, that's the way to look to your right. You're going to see Ron Rice come untouched, number 28. Neil O'Donnell stays cool, puts 2 hands on the ball, did not want to fumble, didn't want to hear it from the coaching staff, and knows his receivers right in front of him and drops it all.
O'Donnell was an outstanding high school basketball player. That was almost a little mini version of a little push shot.
That's what it was.
In fact, Bobby Ross recruited him after watching him play basketball. And now Ray Lucas at quarterback sprinting into the open and a first down near the 45-yard line. So Lucas has been in on 3 plays. He's thrown for a first down. He's handed off for a first down. And here's a run for a first down.
Here's a little option. The defenders go go up the field, and Ray Lucas, he knows it's 3rd and short. Take it upfield and get that first down if you have to. He does it. He's excited. We're seeing, we told the people, we told you earlier, there's a little spot on the game plan for him. We're going to see it all today, I think.
Coaches are great copiers, aren't they? They see something work. Cordell Stewart in Pittsburgh. Why can't we do that?
As long as you got the personnel to copy with them.
So on first down, it's Morrell. Short yardage, stuffed at the 45-yard line.
One of the things when you go back to that quarterback option, though, teams really don't work that much against it, and they rarely ever see it. There's only a couple of guys in the league that do that.
Well, that's right. And I had a chance to talk to Larry Peccatello, the defensive coordinator for the Lions. I brought the question up to him about Ray Lucas, and he says, look, here's what we got to do. We give our defense, we tell them to do this and that. We can't go over every situation there is when he's at quarterback. And he says, we can't be chasing those ghosts. Our players just got to do their job and hope that our defense will take care of it.
O'Donnell back in at quarterback, 2nd down and 8. Play action, going long. Graham pass it and then can't pull it in at the 15 as the coverage from Bryant Westbrook.
Boy, I'll tell you, this was outstanding coverage by Westbrook. I mean, and this ball was right on target. It was a great throw, but it's outstanding defense. Watch the defense here. You're bumping each other. That's all right. That ball hits Graham right in the hand. Should have caught it.
It was, and I thought Jeff Graham, what a good job. Paul, you talked about the defender staying in good position. He kept his shoulder on the defender, gave himself just a little bit of room, got both hands on it, just couldn't make the catch.
Leon Johnson and Richie Anderson now in the backfield with Trebet, Graham, and Keyshawn Johnson, the wide receivers. 3rd down, 8. O'Donnell shotgun. He escapes and hits Keyshawn Johnson. A falling catch at the Lion 44, 1st down.
Well, the Lions try to pressure the quarterback. Again, Neil O'Donnell hangs in there. He knows, a quarterback knows when there's a blitz and he's got single coverage down the field. Good job, first instinct, protect the ball. And then Keyshawn Johnson, a big receiver, down the field. When you get in trouble, you always know, even if he's covered, he can push off and get open.
That's his 5th catch of this first half.
And he didn't have to push off that time, Paul. I'm just saying, if he is covered, big guys know how to push off and get open.
First down at the Detroit 44. Quick slant incomplete, intended for Johnson. That was the play that they opened the game with and completed. Kevin Abrams on the coverage.
This ball is deflected at the line of scrimmage. Now Neil O'Donnell is throwing the ball here, and that's number 95, Mike Wells, who just knocks the ball out of the way.
It was interesting. We were talking to Scott Mitchell at 6'6". Is it an advantage to throw over those linemen? He said, "No, I can't see either. I don't know how the shorter guys can find the open man."
Well, Dick, think about it. He's 6'6". The linemen are all 6'5" and 6. How can you see over him? So you got to find those passing lanes to get rid of the football.
6'3". O'Donnell overshoots Adrian Morrell on a little short side screen. Ron Rice, the safety, was in there to foul up the Jets' plan.
Well, this is a double screen. I think Neil O'Donnell, well, he gets tripped up a little, I thought, but he fakes to the left, he spins to the right. If he got himself under control to throw that ball, it is going to be maybe a touchdown. The Jets had the defense fooled. Two blockers were out in front of him.
And both receivers on either side. Richie Anderson was the other guy, number 20 on the left side. He was open.
3rd and 10 with Richie Anderson and Leon Johnson in the backfield. Bill Parcells, first year in New York with the Jets at 56 with a remarkable coaching job. Looks at 3rd and 10. O'Donnell steps up right into the Lion pressure. Flags fly. Luther Ellis was the man leading the charge for the Lions. The #1 pick of Detroit 3 years ago out of Utah.
I'll tell you, this defensive line just exploded off the line of scrimmage. I mean, the offensive line had no chance, along with Neil O'Donnell.
Illegal hands of the face. Offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Bill's yelling at Malamala, so it must have been him. But
I think it is. Look to your right. See if Pele Malamala gets beat with the speed rush right in. It might be hands to the face. It's also holding with both hands. Yeah.
So Brian Hansen into punt with Glenn Milburn. Blocked! and it skids downfield. It takes a Jets roll and will die around the 33-yard line.
Tracy Scroggins, number 97.
Robert Porsche, 91, was there as well.
But I think it was 97 Scroggins. I mean, actually, what happens is look at the time that was taken. No, it wasn't. It was Porsche. It was Porsche from the inside, from the left-hand side.
What about the time? It looked like
look at the punter. Look how much time he takes in the backfield. This is the punter's fault. Watch what Hansen does when he catches the ball. Watch him stop. And now he turns the ball. Then he starts to go again. You've got to be turning the ball, and you're moving towards the line of scrimmage.
Barry Sanders on first down and draws the crowd again to the 35-yard line. And Sanders with 3. And Barry Sanders, they figure, and Bobby Ross said, I made a mistake in the first 2 games of the year. This sort of situation developed where Sanders didn't make any big yards. He figured, well, we can't run it. He said, you've got to keep running him. You've got to give him the ball.
Yeah, I think Bobby Ross, like any new coach, when you come into a job, it takes a while to learn the players. And even he, I think, underestimated the greatness of Barry Sanders running the football.
Just 20 yards in the first half today, and Mitchell looked for him, then throws down the field incomplete. Closest receiver, David Sloan, the tight end. He wanted to go to Sanders in the flat.
He wanted to go to somebody that was open. And there wasn't anybody open. That's what he wanted to go to.
You know, the Jet defense, I will say this, you worry about sometimes they've given up some big plays in the passing game, especially the corners, Otis Smith. But the one thing they do have is the capacity. Every once in a while they come out and they can completely shut down some passing teams.
Very good job on this.
3rd down and 7. Remember, Herman Moore with 100 catches and Morton with 78 without a reception thus far in the half. Mitchell scrambles, throws to Sanders. Sanders stop and go, but tackled from behind. Short of the first down, only 3 yards on the play. Punting team on for Detroit. Leon Johnson with Jets punt to the 29-yard line. 38 on the punt, 5 on the return. Jets after the punt from their own 30. O'Donnell hit blindside by Porsche, and that gives him 12.5 sacks this year. Porsche, the man who blocked the punt just moments ago.
Kyle Brady is on the outside, number 88, and his job is to look at Porsche, goes right inside him. He gets no help by the tackle, Malamala.
South Carolina State, Robert Porsche, moved back outside by Bobby Ross when he came here to Detroit. Give to Morrell. And Morrell tackled at the 28, where it'll be 3rd down and 12. Porsche also involved people around the state of Michigan know the face well because he represents one of the Michigan societies that encourage men to be better role models, better parents for their children, that the men have a tremendous responsibility too. And so he's recognized as much as a Lion Star as he is for his work around the state. 3rd down and 12. O'Donnell hands it off to Leon Johnson, breaks 1 tackle and drives to the 35. It'll be 5 yards short of a first down. Reggie Brown put the stopper along with Ron Rice.
I like that about Porsche. You know, we hear so many things about players. We talk about them on the field, but we never talk enough about what they do in their communities.
How about Troy Aikman on the pregame show? Wasn't that a touching spot to see how hard he's working, trying to make some unhappy kids much happier? Then Milburn back. Hansen hurries this one away. Milburn gambles and does get away from the first man. Breaks 3 tackles. Looks for open. Almost broke it. Down at the 35, and saving what could be a very long play was rookie James Ferrier. 10-0 Jets. Barry Sanders, the Lions Super Bowl carrier, held at 20 yards on 8 carries. Mitchell, first down throw complete, and Herman Moore has his initial catch of the game. Close to 10 yards. Victor Green made the tackle. Moore playing with 2 dislocated little fingers and a very bad ligament injury in the bottom of his foot.
Well, he's such a good target to throw to. Does a good job of getting a little separation from the corner and going back towards the quarterback. A good veteran receiver. There's a reason why this guy catches 100 passes a year. He does all the little things right. Good example right there.
He and Jerry Rice, the only men to catch 100 balls or more 3 consecutive years. Mitchell checking off. 2nd and 1.
Fumbles the ball, and the Jets have recovered at the 22-yard line. Not marked officially yet. No, somehow the Lions got it back. The signal is Detroit maintains possession down at the 21-yard line. Dwayne Gordon was the man who made the hit and forced the fumble on 2nd and 1.
Look at the Jets are moving around. Victor Green, the safety's coming up. Scott Mitchell trying to check off. A lot of uncertainty, but the Lions offense, Scott Mitchell, big play, fumbles the ball under the pressure of all the Jet defensive players. Everybody trying to pick it up, trying to score a touchdown, and the Lions somehow come up with it.
Well, that's Gordon's fault, number 54. He tried to reach down to get the ball. When he did, he knocked his own man off the ball. You're just supposed to fall on it.
But they go from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 22, and now they don't get a play off. That'll be delay of game. Well, Mitchell, trying to escape the rush, ran himself right into disaster or near disaster.
Well, you wonder why the Lions offense
5 yards.
You wonder why they've been struggling. That was a good example why the last play on the fumble, all the movement by the Jet defense. The Lions like to come up. If you're going to play the run, they like to throw it, and if you're back, they like to run it. The Jets really confused them with their movement on defense.
3rd down, 27. Mitchell buying some time. Flag down. Mitchell able to get out of bounds, being chased by Rick Terry. And the boos cascade down on the floor of the Silverdome.
Larry Tharp, number 71.
Holding. Offense, number 71. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
You know, well, I think he's holding. It looks like it's Bo Lewis, number 57. Here it is here. Tharp, there's not holding yet. Not yet. Now. When he grabbed by the shirt.
So the punt by Jets with Leon Johnson waiting for it at the 38. Hit and dropped at the 43. A 5-yard return for Johnson of a 45-yard Jet punt. 3:18 left in the half. 10-0 Jets. The quick throw is to the tight end Baxter, immediately hit by Kevin Abrams. Good play by the rookie corner. And he's getting up slowly.
Can I ask you a question, quarterback, old quarterback? Are these really a designed 3-yard patterns and 1-yard patterns?
Yes, they are, Paul, but you try to pick out the guy that you know it's going to be open. That was almost the exact same play that we saw earlier. Well, it was the same play to Kyle Brady. This time Neal just throws the ball into coverage. The receiver cannot see the corner coming off to make this hit. Kevin Abrams outside just waiting for somebody to come towards him. Fred Baxter's running that direction. You leave it up to the quarterback not to throw the ball or lead you into trouble. That time Neil O'Donnell unfortunately did.
2nd down and 8 with the Jets just outside their own 45-yard line. In case you weren't with us at the start, first drive by the Jets, they went 60 yards to a John Hall 32-yard field goal, and in their next possession they marched promptly 70 yards, 7 plays, and Adrian Morrell's 14-yard run around the left side gave them the 10-0 lead they now enjoy. Meanwhile, the Lions offense totally shattered. Morrell, nothing there, and tries to skip outside and takes the loss as Ryan Westbrook came up to finish the work.
Boy, this is just superb play by the corner and just being patient to stay outside. Watch Brian Westbrook, who's number 32. Watch how patient he is. He's outside. He just gets up, takes him down at the ankles for a loss. That's a nice play.
Bryant Westbrook, who picked out of the University of Texas, the #1 Lion choice from Southern California. He turned down several college basketball scholarships to go to Texas. 3rd down, a long 8. O'Donnell in the shotgun calls time. He was running out of play time, and it stops the clock with 2:05, just shy of the 2-minute warning. 3rd down, 8. Just before the 2-minute warning first half, O'Donnell steps up, dumps it off, incomplete to Morrell, juggled as he tried to run before he caught it. The Lions have held at the 2-minute warning. Bad news for the Lions, are down 10-0 and really have not been able to generate any serious offense. The good news is they're going 2 minutes to try to move it, get on the board before the intermission. Glenn Milburn back. Punt by Hansen. Milburn fair catch at the 14-yard line. Flag is down. 36-yard punt if. Illegal man downfield is the call against the Jets. See what the Lions' choice is with a man dangerous on the returns. Milburn from Stanford. They may elect to have Bill Parcells kick it again.
They'll make him kick it again. You know, the thing about it is having a single returner back there like Milburn back by
ineligible. Number 51 on the kicking team, down prior to the punt. 5 yards. Replay, 4th down.
See, the thing with him back there by himself, Dick, he has no one to tell him that he has room to catch the ball. I mean, they're trying to hold the guys, the Jets, at the line of scrimmage, so Milburn's back there by himself. He usually has a pretty good feel. That time he could have fielded the ball.
That's only the 79th penalty all year against the Jets, the first today. They're 3rd in the league, fewest penalties.
So you cannot, right in the front, right in the middle. You can't release downfield until the ball is kicked. Did it again.
There's a driving low kick. Milburn with a chance. 15, 20, and to the maybe 21. Chad Cascadden makes the tackle. Well, there's more good news for Lions fans who must be searching for something positive. Well, there it is. Final 2 minutes of a half, first or second half. The Lions lead the league in most points generated.
And the Jets this week, Bill Parcells, he noticed that watching the films, and his coaching staff, and they probably spent double the amount of time working on the 2-minute offense, their defense, getting ready for it because of these situations.
We start with Mitchell sending both wide receivers Moore and Morton to the right. And throws over the head of tight end David Sloan. 1:38 remaining in this first half. Detroit with all of its timeouts.
Some idiot threw something on the playing field right at the players just before the ball was snapped, and it's sitting down there about the 11-yard line.
Yeah,
this thing here looks like tape.
Yep. I think the big thing here for the Lions offense, Scott Mitchell, it hasn't gone well. Do not take a chance and force something, just trying to get the offense moving. Be careful.
Barry Sanders takes it out of bounds, stops the clock. Cascadden, the linebacker, but very short gain on the play of about 3.
Well, they have plenty of time, 1:32. In Detroit, they have 3 timeouts remaining. So, but biggest problem is it's 3rd down and long.
So the Jets have a lot of time too. Now the Jets are on the sideline going, "Man, we got a chance to maybe run our 2-minute offense." So they're getting ready, thinking about using their timeouts if they have to.
Morton split left, Moore in the slot. On 3rd and long, Mitchell gets away, slides, and has, well, it's going to be close. It's where the ball is in the arm, not where the feet are. They're going to mark it at the 31, just enough, I believe, for a first down. Timeout, Detroit.
You know, he was telling us yesterday, you know, he doesn't run a lot, but he's got some pretty good speed for a man that's 6'6". And he says, watch, this is all Mitchell now. Watch what he does. He's going to step up. He sees right now all I have to do. Now I have to run. I can see the red marker on the other side. Good play.
But you know what he also told, you know, one thing I've always said about him, for a big man, 6'6", he's now in the 240s. Usually he plays in the 250s. But he says, I do move around well, but don't say that tomorrow, because I really don't want people to know those
things. Well, then
things.
don't say it.
Okay, I didn't say it.
I didn't.
But I think he does. He does run well, Dick. And the one thing I've noticed in watching his games and films, he throws on the run very well, too.
You know, with 2 timeouts remaining, 1:19, you can still give the ball to Sanders.
Those are pretty meager first half numbers. Total of 47 yards produced. First down with 1:19 left. Out of the backfield, Sanders runs it out of bounds at the 35-yard line, a gain of 4. Barry Sanders, that's his total on his jersey thus far, 20 yards rushing. 111 from 2,000.
You know, so far the Jets have stopped him and it's nothing special they're really doing. They're just being more disciplined, and it really goes back to what you teach these guys probably day one of training camp. Just do your assignment, and don't overcommit on things, and it works well when you always work as a unit.
2nd and 6. Mitchell steps away and hits Morton, his first catch. Tackled, has the first down out at the 42, clock running. Jerome Henderson made the tackle. And time called by Detroit with 1:03 left in the half. That leaves the Lions with 1 timeout.
Well, what happens when you give the quarterback a little extra time? Watch Johnny Morton coming across the field. When you give the quarterback a little more time, it makes the defense commit. And what happened is the Jet defense was looking down the field. So Johnny Morton, Scott Mitchell gets that extra second. He finds him. He looks down the field. Now all of a sudden he sees the short receiver open, gives him the football.
He will be part of it. The Lions or the Jets. New York leading 10-0. Minute 3 seconds left in the half. And movement before the snap. Illegal procedure. False start.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 87. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know what I see when I'm looking at this Jet team? It goes back to what you said at the beginning of this telecast. You see Morton up on the top, number 87 move. At the beginning of this telecast, what Parcells said to his football team: "Don't you be the one."
Yeah, that's right.
That ends this season for us, and they're all playing like that.
1st and 15 for Mitchell. Throw complete. Tommy Boyd with another catch, and he's tackled by Mickens on the field of play. The clock runs. Mitchell trying to hurry him up there. 50 seconds. Blitz. Mitchell throws. Moore catches first, but it's good for only 3 yards, and the clock continues to run. He'd been better off had he not caught that one.
Well, the big thing is here, just try to get the first down. Still plenty of time. Timeouts to go.
28 seconds as he takes the snap. Good coverage by the Jets. Finally runs out of bounds with the first down at the 41. He wanted his receiver to break Boyd down the sidelines. They could have had a touchdown there, but Boyd didn't read it.
Good job by Scott Mitchell. He's looking for the big play. He knew he could run and pick up the first down. At home, you could probably hear the crowds starting to yell. If he'd have thrown that ball down the field incomplete, well, there might have been a few boos at the quarterback.
Yeah, because you're looking at 4th down, but Mitchell looked like the way he was running, a little slow motion, trying to run the clock out.
He was hoping Boyd would break free from his man. He was single covered on the sidelines. 21 seconds, 1 timeout left for Mitchell and the Lions. Flag down, the throw incomplete to Morton. No flag on the defense of the Jets as Green, Henderson, and Austin collaborate on the receiver.
You know what you really hate? You see a guy like Morton going up in the air, and he almost gets himself killed down there, and there's a guy back in the backfield holding on offense.
Offense number 71, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, first down.
That's Tharp again.
Well, what's happened? The Jets are doing a lot of movement inside, and the Jets all year really haven't been able to do much damage with the pass rush. Good jobs by James Ferrier making a hard move in, catches the tackle Larry Tharp off guard. He has to tackle him or he's going to hit the quarterback.
Another penalty on the Lions that brings it back on their side of the 50 with 15 seconds left in the half. Passes he has completed have been very short, only a 6.4 average. Blitz. They pick it up. Sanders with a good block. Wide open is Sloan, the tight end, and he stops the clock as he's hit out of bounds at the 32.
Well, Barry Sanders does everything, and you talk about all the things he does, Dick, and he really did. Barry Sanders makes an excellent block to give Scott Mitchell a chance to step up. Barry Sanders is right on the other side of him. He gets a super block. Mitchell makes a good play.
Sloan, the tight end from New Mexico, stops the clock with 9 seconds. Time for one play if they can quickly call a timeout if it's in the field of play. They're in position for a long field goal, nearly 50 yards at the moment.
That's a good point, Dick. There's plenty of time for the quarterback, if the receiver's open down the middle, to give it to him.
The throw, catch, and the tackle at the 27, and the timeout called with 3 seconds left. Mickens made the defensive play for the Jets, and Bobby Ross hoping to at least get 3 out of the final 2-minute drive.
Well, that's a good job of the Detroit Lions offense. When you start that 2-minute offense, what you really hope for is at least give our team a chance to get some points. They did that under some tough circumstances.
Jason Hansen on his way to the Pro Bowl in the NFC. The kicker from Washington State missed only 3 all year, 24 for 27, and 2 of the 3 were 50 and 52 yards. This one will be spotted at about 43. As John Jett will be the holder. Now it's going to be 44 yards. Just emotionally, this crowd and the Lions need the 3 here. That snap. Great kick. And on the final play of the first half, the leg of Jason Hansen gives the Lions their first points. Jason Hansen, whose 44-yard field goal gave the Lions their only points on the final play of the first half, picks it off. Leon Johnson, Aaron Glenn, both with a kickoff return for a touchdown are deep. Glenn gambles from 5 yards deep, and it's going to pay off. He's out to the 27, and almost, but for an ankle tackle, had a lot more. Let's take a look at the Coors Light halftime statistics. Not much offensively. 169 yards for the Jets, only 107 for Detroit, and over 60 of those came on the final drive of the first half. So much like the playoff pressure game, it just appears that every play from now on carries so much importance.
Well, and that's evident by Bobby Ross not going to be patient with the quarterback situation now for his team. Scott Mitchell struggles early. Bring in Frank Reich because they know they have to win the game.
Keyshawn Johnson on the first play of the second half as O'Donnell starts this half as he did the game, going to the big rangy Keyshawn Johnson. Neil O'Donnell 12 for 20 and 110 yards. Scott Mitchell 12 of 22, not much difference in yards or completion percentage. But it appeared as you watched it that O'Donnell had the better half.
Well, he managed the game better, Dick. He led his team to 2 scoring drives, and it looked better to us. Scott Mitchell got a lot of those stats in the last drive, and he had to manufacture some of those plays by moving around.
Richie Anderson for Adrian Morrell on 2nd and 2, and he's close to a first down. Robert Bourget and company, the tackle.
Well, the Jets, the game plan on both sides of the ball, if you were a coach, you sit at home or you sit there during the week and you draw it up, it really played out almost exactly the way they would want it to the first half. The offense, they tried to keep the Detroit defense off guard, and the same thing for their defense. They changed it up enough to make the Detroit offense struggle.
And the other reason is this 10-3 ball game, no turnovers. I mean, they're playing mistake-free football.
And Barry Sanders, when Jim Brown talked about the greatness of Barry Sanders, said that what impresses him most of all as the Jets do pick up the first down is that Sanders has rushed for 100 yards or more in an NFL record 13 straight games since his slow start this year. 13 in a row, his consistency. Then you factor in the fact that all the defense trying to stop him, and the fact he has only 20 yards in the first half today gives the Jets defense very high marks.
Well, Dick, but the thing is with Barry Sanders, a lot of teams kind of stop him for a while, but every play is capable of going for 50 or 60 yards, and that's what usually drives him up over 100.
Ball deflected in the air, intercepted by Mark Carrier. And Carrier, the former Bears, at the 35 and down at the 31. The first turnover of the game goes to the Lions.
Well, when you pressure the quarterback, you make him move around, you make him throw the ball before he wants. What happens is the quarterback gets excited. You're Neil O'Donnell. You move around a little. And now he's going to throw a short pass. Quick play action fake. Nobody's open. Now he moves. You get a little excited. Throws the ball just a little harder than you want. Richie Anderson can't come up with the catch.
Mark Carrier, who led the Lions in interceptions, now has his 5th of the season on the deflection. And Detroit with a break at the Jets 32. Sanders try to stretch the defense, and the Jets
true to their form of the first half, deny Sanders. Only 2 on the play. Hugh Douglas led the charge.
Didn't I just say a few minutes ago they played mistake-free football? But that was just a heads-up play.
It was a heads-up play by the defense, but that is a real danger zone for any offense when you throw the ball short and over the middle. Anytime the receiver bobbles it, especially when they let it go up in the air, it's always picked off for an interception.
2nd and 8. Herman Moore to the right, Johnny Morton to the left, Sanders the solo back. They go with 2 tight ends. Mitchell pump fake and goes for 6. Incomplete, intended for Johnny Morton, covered by Otis Smith. 3rd down 8. Mitchell, good protection. Wide open is Herman Moore. And Moore is inside the 15, 1st down.
That just has to be a blown coverage. I mean, Herman Moore, came into this ball game leading the National Football League with 100 receptions and is free downfield.
Herman Moore, number 84. What happens? Scott Mitchell takes a lot of time. See the defense? When the quarterback gets that extra time, the defender starts spreading wider and wider. Herman Mitchell just stood there wide open.
16 yards on the play, his 2nd catch.
Herman Moore, I should say.
Open this time is Morton, and Morton is inside the 10. Hit immediately at the 8. Jerome Henderson, the defender.
You know, even though Scott Mitchell, Phil, has had 2 or 3 completions in a row, but watch, he's really not throwing a ball with a lot of authority. And his ribs aren't really bothering him.
Well, his ribs are sore, but Paul, the good thing is you don't want to, especially when these little passes here over the middle, they're short. Throw them soft so the receiver can catch them, doesn't bobble him.
2nd and 4. Sanders. A lot of great moves, but all to no avail as he's wrapped up by Dwayne Gordon. He may have actually lost the yard. Now they're going to spot it, no gain.
Just watch the Jet defense. They all scoot along the line of scrimmage. Don't overcommit. Mo Lewis, excellent job of staying in position, letting Dwayne Gordon, the linebacker, come from the inside and make the play.
Have you seen Mitchell play action with Barry Sanders yet? Fake to Barry Sanders and throw. He has not done it. And that is going to be one of the best decoys that you're going to have.
3rd down and 4. Cascadden chasing Mitchell. Mitchell has to throw it away. So the turnover, but the Jets defense stiffens inside the 10, and on comes the field goal unit.
There's one reason why number 53 Cascadden is playing. Watch this guy hustle. Here he goes. He breaks a double team inside. And watch this. I mean, this guy is movement all the time he's on the field, and they have to get him on the field.
Well, Jason Hansen on. Academic All-America is 3.80 in pre-med at Washington State. A 25-yard attempt. The Lions have their 2nd field goal. Mark Anthony Carrier had 10 interceptions as a rookie out of Southern California with the Bears. Top ball hawk has his 5th of the year to lead to 3, and it's a 10-6 Jets lead. Aaron Glenn. Aaron named after the great home run slugger. Waits on the goal line for the Jets is Hansen. It's a high spinner. Glenn up at the 5 to take it in. Man with a big wallet, Leon Hess. He's the one who reached out and said, I want Bill Parcells as my coach of the Jets. Restore those Joe Namath miracle Super Bowl win in Super Bowl III. And can the Jets make the playoffs? They lead 10-6 and they draw a false start as Fred Baxter leans offside. The thing about Parcells is he doesn't condone penalties, and it reflects in
False start. Offense number 84 prior to the snap. Still 1st down.
That's only the 2nd penalty in the game. Only the 80th this year. 3rd best, 3rd fewest in the league. And he also is the least number of turnovers, least number of interceptions.
Well, Dick, a lot of that comes from the fact when you practice with his teams, Every day, it's like a game. He tolerates no mistakes in practice, so he carries over each Sunday for his football team.
The Lions fans roar on 1st and 15. The swing pass to Anderson, hit immediately by Reggie Brown.
The defense for Detroit, they're playing so well, they're going to force the offense to do something.
Well, you know what? The 5-yard penalty the Jets had, that's a big play. It gives the defense, the crowd, it gives them everybody a little momentum. Now Neil O'Donnell drops back. He can feel the pressure. He doesn't want to add to the things that are going wrong for the Jets. Drops it off quick. Good tackle outside by Reggie Brown.
Loss on the play. It's 2nd and 18. Throw complete to Baxter, who is topsy-turvied by Ron Rice, the safety from Eastern Michigan, out at the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10.
I like the play. It's a 9-yard play. You pick up half of that yardage. Now you're back down to 3rd and 10. You have a chance.
Well, you like the play, Paul. They don't have any choice here. It's a blitz by the Lions. They have to throw what they call to the hot receiver, which is Fred Baxter, the tight end. Good job of him seeing the blitz and catching the football.
O'Donnell gets away from the rush. Open field. Slides with a 1st down out at the 43-yard line. Big scramble from the veteran O'Donnell.
Neil O'Donnell does a good job. It's a blitz by the Detroit Lions. Neil O'Donnell knows the pressure. They can't pick it up. Look at the top of your screen. All the blitzers come. The Jets do not pick it up. O'Donnell protects the ball, steps up, and when you're a quarterback and it's a blitz, look at all that open space in front of him.
So one of the things that happens when he breaks out, he sees all the defensive backs are all facing down the field the other way. So they don't even see him break out.
That's right. They're chasing receivers.
It's the longest run here in the 16th game of the season, the longest run by O'Donnell all year. And Robert Porcher walks off slowly. Part of that, I think, just frustration that he missed O'Donnell.
Well, Robert Porcher said yesterday he's going to get a little pressure on Neil O'Donnell. He gets sandwiched by 2 of the linemen. That would hurt. But he said yesterday he was looking forward to rushing Neil O'Donnell, this Jet offense, and him as a quarterback, Dick, but he says he doesn't move around. And defensive linemen love coming after a quarterback who stands there.
Wayne Krebet in as Keyshawn Johnson out. And Ray Lucas on 1st down. Fake, roll, and throw. Beautiful throw, and Kyle Brady with a 1st down inside the Lions' 40-yard line.
Well, the Jets trying to confuse changing up, confusing the Detroit Lion defense. What they do, they bring in 3 tight ends. So if you're playing defense, even though Ray Lucas is a quarterback, 3 tight ends on this side, 1 went in motion. Here comes Kyle Brady across the field. Look at that big hole. And we said earlier, Ray Lucas can throw the ball very well on the run. He demonstrated it that time.
Lucas 2 for 2 as he has completed his first 2 NFL throws. He stays in. Hand off to Anderson to the 36-yard line, a gain of just 1. Ray Lucas, a former Scarlet Knight of Rutgers. He was on special teams, and on that tackle, there's his first NFL pass, completed to Keyshawn Johnson. On the option, a gain of 19 and another 1st down, and you've just seen him drill a 1st down pass to Kyle Brady.
And you know, when Ray Lucas is spreading out throwing that ball, he's hyped up. That ball's got to be coming out of his hand as fast as it can go, because this guy is excited about playing quarterback again.
2nd and 9 in the biggest game of the year. Lucas stays in, keeps it, rolls, 1st down as he skips along the sideline, sees the sticks, and ducks out with a 1st down at the 26.
All right, this is against the linebacker, Reggie Brown, number 59. He's the guy that's on the outside of the line. Watch what he does. He goes inside, and when he goes inside, Baxter makes the block inside. Lucas gets outside. There's nobody there.
Great point. When Ray Lucas is at quarterback, if you're outside, the one thing you got to do is stay outside, because his speed, he's going to run there most of the time.
Speaking of outside, Neil O'Donnell is outside looking in as Lucas running the offense here in the third quarter. 6.5 remaining in the third. As Lucas on first down throws his first setup and throw, and it's complete to Corbett. And what isn't he doing right? He's 3 for 3 throwing.
Well, I don't know. That sheet Coach Parcells showed us yesterday with his plays on the offensive calls, I think they've used them all already. So it's maybe draw up some new ones this time.
But Parcells really had to make a decision, Phil, before this game as who he was going to play as his backup quarterback or third quarterback.
And we're seeing the reason why. Well, Glenn Foley still not feeling well, but we see the reason why he wanted this guy to get in the game and make some plays for him.
Amazingly, Lucas, with 2 rushes, has more yardage gain than Barry Sanders in the game. Hand off to Richie Anderson down to the 20-yard line, a pickup of 2. That'll bring up third down and about 4.5.
Most importantly, what they're doing is they're staying in bounds. They're completing passes, they're running the ball, and the clock keeps going.
And you know, Paul, the big thing is the offense, you said it, they were struggling. The Lions defense starting to play well. You're the coach. We got to change the momentum here somehow. So he inserts Ray Lucas, and it does change the game.
Leon Johnson and Lorenzo Neal in. Lucas, who was a free agent, undrafted by New England last year, as Parcells picked him as a special teams player. Third down and 4. Lucas running out of room, throws, that's incomplete, flag down. Gerald Soule was the intended receiver. Holding is the call against the Jets.
Parcells is livid. Malamala is the guy that comes out number 75, and he's holding. What he's trying to do really is to protect his quarterback. That's the one thing, but it's not going to make him happy.
Offense,
Parcells.
number 75, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, third down.
Chiapelli Malamala from Washington, the right tackle.
Here's Malamala right here, number 75. Now watch, see the holding? This is where the flag comes out right here. Lucas goes out. The ball is thrown down. You know, I don't know that I would really take the penalty here. I'd put him in fourth down and make him kick the field goal.
But the Lions take the penalty, moving it to the 29-yard line where it is third down.
Surprised they're keeping Ray Lucas at quarterback. Quite honestly, this time, this type of situation, it looks for a pass down the field, something he hasn't done so far.
Third and 14. Down the middle. Intercepted. Back comes Ron Rice. Out of bounds, so the Jets are denied.
Boy, there should be a flag at the end of this on Ray Lucas because he just throws Ron Rice after he's out of bounds. He throws him into the camera people that are down on the field. This is a terrible pass.
Well, it would be, Paul, but we gotta realize who it's coming from. Ray Lucas has never seen this type of coverage. He thinks the tight end's going to be open down the middle. Nobody there. Ron Rice standing, looking at the quarterback the whole time. But watch Lucas. He's a special teams player.
They do throw the flag on us. Watch what Lucas does. He throws him out of bounds. There's a 15-yard penalty tacked on top of it. Not only do you throw the interception, but you make the dumb mistake of hitting a guy out of bounds. Well, you're going to see Lucas now with Rice. He's going to throw him out of bounds. But watch at the end of this. Think defensive backs don't protect their own? There's Lucas standing there. Watch number 27, Mark Carrier, who got one of the other interceptions earlier in the ballgame. Here he comes in. Hey, hey, hey.
And with the penalty, the Lions start at their own 42, trailing 10-6. 4 minutes plus remaining in the third quarter. Mitchell incomplete to Johnny Morton. Otis Smith very quick to the ball.
It looked like hesitation on Scott Mitchell's part that time, and I watched him in the first half. I didn't think his ribs would be a problem, but I noticed him a few times walking down the field, grabbing his right side, adjusting his equipment, and that's usually a good sign of something that's bothering a quarterback when they get a little fidgety out there.
Harvey Ross brought great success to the Chargers, trying to get to the playoffs in his first year in Detroit. Hand off to Sanders. Sanders trying to get out, cannot get around the defense of James Ferrier, the rookie from Virginia.
Remember I said earlier in this game at the beginning, if you just stay home and wait, he'll come back to you. Well, Ferrier, you talk about a great play by a linebacker. And all Ferrier does, he's on the left-hand side. You won't see him yet. He'll wait. He stays there. He's not even in the picture. You see him waiting? Here comes Sanders right back to him. He waits in the spot where he's supposed to be. Tackles him for a loss.
Well, that updates at only 21 yards for a man who has rushed for 100 or more in 13 consecutive games. Third down 11. Jets again showing Mitchell blitz. His throw to Moore. Out of bounds short of the first down at the 49 of the Jets. That's a full yard plus short of the first down. What'll Bobby Ross call? He's going to send in the punt team.
You watch Herman Moore on this play here, Phil. You talk about what a great receiver is. He saw that he needed another yard and a half, and he just couldn't make it. He couldn't make his legs get him there because the defensive back was on him.
They're not taking any chances. Ross trailing by 4. Leon Johnson now waiting for John Jett's punt.
Jets go offside.
Will bounce out of bounds around the 17-yard line. Jets lead 10-6, closing in on the final minutes of the third quarter to the winner of the playoffs. And the Detroit Lions defense has played very well this second half. No gain as Morrell hits the stone wall. Second and 10 for O'Donnell. Quick toss to the tight end Brady, breaks a tackle and cartwheels out to the 28-yard line, a yard shy of a first down. Rice and Spindler, Mark Spindler, make the tackle. Ray Lucas watching.
Well, get this time of game, you see some of the blitzing still by the teams. They're making Neil O'Donnell throw the ball short and quick. Good job by Kyle Brady being ready for it. That's a big man rumbling forward for a few extra yards.
O'Donnell using his tight ends, 6 catches by his tight ends. Third and a long one. Leon Johnson stuffed in the backfield. Number 57, Stephen Boyd, the Lions' leading tackler, made the stop and denied the first down.
Stephen Boyd, number 57, has 100 going into this game, 118 solo tackles. Watch number 57. This is how to play middle linebacker. You see the hole, you fill the hole. You make the tackle.
Played at Boston College. He's only 6 feet tall, 247, a 5th-round pick. Up by Hanson with Lynn Milburn back. Runs into his own man, picks up momentum, tracked down as he goes to the 29-yard line.
Just 21 yards so far for Barry Sanders. Eric Dickerson has the all-time record, 21:05. Eric, it looks as though your record's safer now.
It's safer now. You know, that's a record that means, I think, more to me now since I'm not playing football.
Yet you came here today to support Barry. However, there's got to be something within you that wants to keep this record.
Well, of course I like to keep the record, but if I did lose it, I mean, I'd rather lose it to someone like Barry Sanders, a great player.
Why does it mean more to you now than it did back then?
I think when you play, you don't really appreciate things until you're out of the game. When I'm out of the game, I sit back and I look at my accomplishment, I look at that record, I look at some of the film on it. Like, it's hard to get that record. It's really hard to get 2,000 yards in a season.
Who do you feel was the best running back ever?
Well, you know, when you look around the league, when we played back in my day, you know, it's who you like. It's who you like. Like some guys like me, I love Gale Sayers, but I think in Detroit, everybody loves Barry Sanders.
Barry gets a good run there. Eric, great to see you.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, he's up for the Hall of Fame next year, Dick.
Eric Dickerson, and Sanders able to manage only 2 on that carry to bring up third down and about 3. He needs 8 more to become the 4th man in history to rush for 1,900 yards.
Dick, you did Dickerson's games. All he did was glide. He just glide. I mean, he was so smooth. What did you say? There's not enough O's.
There's not enough O's in smooth. That's how smooth he was.
That straight up style and those goggles. Third and 3 for the Lions, who trail 10-6. Final seconds, third quarter. Sanders on the draw. Longest run of the game, and he's in the clear. 40, 30, inside the 20. Barry Sanders brings this crowd to life. "47 yards at the end of the third quarter. Welcome back. Fourth quarter. Playoff hopes of both teams depend on a win today, and Barry Sanders' 47-yard run, the longest against the Jets all season, has moved him past Earl Campbell, the 3rd best rushing year in NFL history. He needs
61 more to hit 2,000. First down, more importantly for the Lions, at the Jets' 17-yard line. Sanders inside the 10-yard line, a gain of 9 more.
Dick, Bobby Ross told us yesterday, you know, there's a guy at safety you can't block. They said, who's going to block him? They said, well, just get Barry through the line. He will take care of the safety. The safety is Raymond Austin. Watch this, folks. Barry takes care of Raymond Austin.
And the one thing the Lions did that time they haven't done the whole day, third down passing situation, they handed to Barry Sanders.
2nd and 1. Give it to Vardell, and the fullback ball straight ahead for the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Lions at around the 7-yard line. William Sanders from Wichita, Kansas. Barry's father, a carpenter, big fan of Jim Brown. He told his son, listening on the radio, here's the greatest running back ever, and he still feels that way despite the threat of his own son to earn that high laurel. And Brown has been very complimentary of Sanders, and Sanders has never said I'm the best. Jim Brown, my dad says Brown's the best. He was the best. 1st and goal at the 7. Mitchell has to eat it at the 16-yard line. The 3rd sack for the Jets, and rookie Jason Ferguson, the nose tackle from Georgia, with a big play.
What happens to the quarterback? The big mistake. Scott Mitchell gets in this territory. Who do you look for? Herman Moore. He keeps looking, gets locked in on him. He can't change his mind once you see Herman Moore is covered, and that's the reason he gets sacked. Herman Moore is going to go inside and watch Scott Mitchell just look inside the whole time. The Jets do a good job on defense, keep him covered, pulls the ball down, too late.
So 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line. And give it to Sanders. Oh, what a move! Oh, my! Now, it took until the final play of the 3rd quarter, but the curtain has finally raised on the Barry Sanders show, and suddenly he has 95 yards rushing, and more important, the Lions have the lead.
You know, the thing about him is you sit here, we've been here, what, 2.5 hours now just watching, and you just know he's going to do something.
Trying to add to his record 100-yard games consecutively as Hansen tacks on the extra point. The Lions 71 yards in 7 plays, and it was the Barry Sanders drive to give Detroit its first lead, 13-10. 13 minutes, 11 seconds left. Hansen belts one deep into the end zone, and Aaron Glenn going to take it out anyway. And he pays the price at the 16. Now back to Sanders' touchdown run.
Well, David Sloan, the tight end, number 86, he's the reason he gave Barry Sanders a chance on this run.
Now hold on. Well, I should stop it as soon as we get through here. Watch what he does to Otis Smith right there. Otis Smith puts his leg out. He was going out, then back in. Wow.
And you know what? There's been a lot of defenders this year, over the years. Never lay a glove on Barry Sanders when you have him dead to rights. Otis Smith, he just joins that list.
I remember talking to Bruce Smith for an interview, and I said to him, how about tackling Barry Sanders? He said it's easy if he doesn't see it.
But he has such great vision himself, and now he looks toward 2,000, needs 37 more. Jets turn. They start from the 16. Neil O'Donnell back at quarterback. Deafening roar in the Silverdome, and timeout O'Donnell.
Have to call timeout. Richie Anderson, number 20, the tight end, lines up on the wrong side. The crowd is so loud, he couldn't hear the offensive players telling him to go to the other side. Neil O'Donnell, no time, has to call timeout.
That fires up the Lions defense and this crowd. First down, one of the timeouts spent. Dick Antak, the referee, walking in.
Yeah, Neil O'Donnell saying we cannot hear. We don't have a chance to execute the play. I haven't seen this invoked by the quarterback in a long time. But he's got to tell the crowd to settle down.
Bobby Ross directing from one sideline, and Parcells now down by 3 the other.
Getting quiet so we can get a play.
This is a good job by Neil O'Donnell. Most quarterbacks have forgotten about this situation. He's using it. Take this crowd out of the game. Give your offense a chance.
Okay, yeah, it's going to work. What do you think the chance of this working is?
Well, Paul, if it doesn't, it will be a penalty. Once he warns them it's going to be a penalty, they'll quiet down.
I think that's upcoming. First, it's a play clock. A few seconds had ticked away.
Now Dick Hantak, he will not be. He's going to make Neil get in there and tough it out too now.
Yeah, they're probably going to be quiet. I can't wait to hear this quietness.
You like a church.
Oh, you got to go. It's just not that loud.
You're right. He's got to go.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And now they pick that up.
That's 2.
And now the Lions defense motioning to the crowd now.
We have asked the defensive team for assistance. If the noise persists, the defense will be charged with a timeout.
Oh, that really made him feel good.
Well, the crowd was not that loud. Dick Hantak, you got to make the quarterback stay in there and run the play if possible. That's all part about being at home.
Like Luther Ellis, I liked it. He said, be quiet, but not all the way. He just kind of said a little bit quiet. And they comply.
They're too nice.
O'Donnell underneath. Morrell, short yardage to the 21, a gain of nearly 5. Jamison the tackler. Second half, the Jets and the Lions. Jets, 2 interceptions. One by O'Donnell off the deflection, the other by backup Ray Lucas, and the punt. The Lucas interception was critical. The Jets were driving in to score at the time. At least a field goal territory. 2nd and 6. Blitz. Was he inbounds? Graham, yes. The catch is ruled good at the 27, and that'll be a first down. His first reception today.
What a good job by Neil O'Donnell throwing the ball to the outside of the field where only his receiver, Jeff Graham, has a chance to catch it. And Jeff Graham doing a good job. Both feet are inbounds. Look at his toes. Both of them laying on the ground. Excellent job by the receiver.
That is really a good call by the official. Look at this. You can see his toes inbound, and he has control of the football. Excellent call.
Big first down, says Parcells, at the 27. Morrell close to the 30, a gain of about 3. 11:45 left in the 4th. They've been working since, well, even before the summer camps and the heat of July and August, all through the off season, those days you come in and pound the iron to get ready for this opportunity, last game of the year, and trying to make it into the playoffs. The injured player is Reggie Brown, Texas A&M, second-year backer of the Lions.
Another guy that's injured too, and he's just taking his time moving around. Is Lamont Burns, number 63, the Jets guard. He got hit right in the back.
Here he comes, Reggie Brown. What happens is Lamont Burns is getting knocked down, and he falls into Reggie Brown.
Reggie Brown, the injured Lion, and from the action of coaches and players, this not an ordinary injury. They called for the card. Here comes the stretcher.
See Bobby Ross, the coach, the head coach, is out there just telling his players to go back to the sideline.
Even players for the Lions hurrying that stretcher into place. Here's the injury. 59 is Brown. His helmet jammed down into the shoulders. Continued to attend to the 23-year-old Brown. And
For those of us who don't know about medical emergency, the anxiety and the frustration, if you want him to be in that ambulance and get to the hospital for complete attention, but that isn't always the answer. Immediate attention sometimes is key.
When you see something like this happen, Dick, you know, it's not a blatant play. We've showed it to you a number of times. It's an accident that happens. Here's a man making a tackle. Another man is knocked into him. Both guys are doing their job, and unfortunately, someone gets injured.
The fans able to only reach out with their cheers of hope as the ambulance leaves the Silverdome over a 20-minute delay. And now both teams will try to erase what has happened as play continues. 11:25 left in the fourth. O'Donnell to his tight end Brady out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 6 will bring up third down and about 2. Scott Kolkowski, number 52, has replaced Reggie Brown at that right side linebacker.
Well, the one thing the Jets, I think their offense has done very well at today is that they've had trouble protecting the quarterback, so they're throwing a lot of short passes underneath to the tight ends.
There's Kolkowski, whose father was a Lion for many years, an offensive tackle. Ray Lucas in at quarterback. 3rd and 2. The keeper to the 37-yard line, and it's going to be close. Kolkowski in on the tackle.
First down.
Well, that was a good decision by Ray Lucas.
He comes up limping.
Well, that time they ran that option play, Phil, and they had somebody spying on Mr. Lucas, and as he comes down the line of scrimmage, you watch this. Boyd comes up and just makes the play. They still get the first down.
Well, the big thing is, Paul, when Ray Lucas is in the game, protect the outside.
10 minutes exactly. Deflected at the line of scrimmage as O'Donnell's pass aimed for Fred Baxter. Here there was Tracy Scroggins, 97.
Watch 97, Tracy Scroggins. He sees O'Donnell. He watches him just as he gets ready to throw the ball. He gets himself up in the air and knocks the ball away. Outstanding.
Defensive linemen, they're like defensive backs nowadays. They have to read the drop of the quarterback sometimes too. When they see a short drop, quit rushing the quarterback. Stop, read his eyes, and try to knock the pass down.
2nd and 10. O'Donnell. Keyshawn Johnson went off his chest. Kevin Abrams covering.
That guy's caught everything they've thrown to him today.
Well, what happens this time? Keyshawn Johnson going down the field, worked very hard to get open. There was a little contact when he separated. I think he had a hard time picking up the ball. He turns. By the time he sees the ball, he can't get his hands out in front of him to make the catch.
The 5th drop pass by New York today. Johnson and Anderson come into the backfield with O'Donnell in the shotgun. 3rd and 10. They pick up the blitz. O'Donnell down the middle. Caught by Graham at the Lion 44. First down, Jets.
Boy, good job of picking up the blitz. Good job by Neil O'Donnell, showing the patience in the pocket and finding the open receiver.
And Westbrook, number 30, watch him. He tries to go for the ball. You see him come in the inside. He's pushing from behind. What to go for the ball? Here comes Westbrook, 32. Watch what he tries to do. Go to the ball. He misses the ball. Graham concentrates, makes a great catch.
He misses the ball, and Jeff Graham does a good job of getting his body in between the defenders so he can catch the ball.
Parcells, a great fan of thoroughbred racing, trying to drive his team down the stretch. 9:16 to go. Incomplete to Keyshawn Johnson. Kevin Abrams, the corner Good timing on the hit.
Well, that's all Kevin Abrams can do because he's beat to the inside. Keyshawn Johnson, as big as he is, watch him. He's not looking at the football. He's looking at the man going to hit him, and he doesn't bring the ball in.
Well, sometimes when a receiver drops the pass, it becomes a little bit of a head game with them, too. They go, well, I got to make sure I catch this one. And it gets a little tougher sometimes if you drop one.
John Hall anticipating a possible roll as the Jets trail by a field goal. Second down 10. This drive started back at New York's 16-yard line.
Well, he had an extra ball on the field.
It was John Hall on the sideline doing some kicking.
He hit John Hall's on the sideline practicing field goals, and he hit the bar and it bounced out onto the field.
Corbett in the slot right. On the draw, Leon Johnson. Lions all over it. Gain of 2. George Jamison and others in on the stop. Mark Carrier up from the secondary.
All right, the last time they were in a 3rd and long situation like this, Detroit Lions blitzed. And they got caught in it because they got Graham one-on-one down the field on Westbrook, and they made the first down. Would you blitz again?
I wouldn't, because the one thing I've noticed when they get in these obvious passing situations, the Jets today have done an excellent job of picking up the blitzes on obvious passing situations. Of course, this is one here. I'd play it safe and try to cover the receivers.
Corbett, the man to watch. He's on the right side slot. Graham in motion. 3rd and 8. Corbett, what a catch at the 10-yard line. Corbett, the free agent from Hofstra, where the Jets train, and what a money player he has been, as Bill Parcells referred to him, that little son of a gun. He didn't catch any the last 2 weeks, but he will this week.
Look at Robert Bailey in perfect position. Stay outside. He had 2 safeties inside to help him. He thinks he's got Corbett covered. Neil O'Donnell had to get rid of the ball quickly, anticipates, lays it out. Wayne Corbett makes a good adjustment for the catch.
You know what you just saw? You just saw the perfect throw, the perfect pass defense, and the perfect catch.
33 yards on 3rd and 8. 1st and goal from the 9. Johnson wants to throw, and it's going to be intercepted. Yes. Brian Westbrook on the interception.
Wait a minute. The problem with this is he doesn't have control of the ball, and he's laying on his back. From what I saw over here, he was out of bounds. The ball is not in control, and it comes down as he's laying out of bounds.
First down, Detroit.
Second pass of the year for Leon Johnson. He's going to throw it. He's not going to throw it. Then he decides to throw it. It's way too late. Westbrook out of bounds.
He's out of bounds. I'm telling you, he doesn't have control of the football.
You're exactly right. He does not have control. He's down, and he hasn't. Oh, what a call. Oh, my.
This is a terrible, terrible call for the Jets because Westbrook, watch him. Look at this. He's out of bounds. He doesn't have control of the ball. Now he's laying half his body.
Oh,
that's awful.
Blatant.
Replay. Bring it back.
First down for the Lions. They get a true break on the call, and now Barry Sanders spinning for 2. Sanders, who needs 8 more yards to hit 2,000. The Jets led 10-0. The Lions have rallied 13-10, and the Lions have just intercepted the Jets in the Lions' end zone, and Barry Sanders is over 2,000 yards on that carry out across the 40. 2,000, the 3rd man in NFL history. He is not. No, that isn't 2,000. We had the wrong information. He's over the 100-yard mark, 114. 17 more is needed. That yardage got him over 100, so that's 14 consecutive games over 100 yards, an NFL record. Now he goes for the 2,000 and slams for about 8. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, Dick, here is the word on Reggie Brown. He has a head injury. He has been taken to the local hospital. He is unconscious. He is, however, have good vital signs. He is breathing on his own. We don't have any further information right now, except for what I just said. It's an undisclosed head injury, and he is unconscious on his way to the hospital. Dick?
All right, Reggie Brown, the Lion linebacker, was injured here in this fourth quarter. 2nd and 2. Sanders again. This time to the 50 and slides under to the 49 and a first down. And now Sanders only a handful of yards away from 2,000. They're keeping track over there. 7 to go.
That'll do it for you. There's your stats guys down on the field.
I'll watch that. Sanders comes out for a breather. The workhorse who was held in check brilliantly the first half was able to rush for only 20 yards, but has opened it up with a big run at the end of the third quarter, and now running in his dominant style in the fourth. 124 yards now for Sanders. 7 shy of 2,000. Ron Rivers able to squeak through a small hole for 3. Simply, for those of you who have not been with us, the Lions win, they're in the playoffs. If they lose, they're out. The same scenario for the Jets. Must win to continue in the playoffs. And the Jets have just received an unlucky stroke from an official's call in the end zone. An apparent non-interception was called an interception by the Lions when the Jets were first and goal from the 9. Now the Lions marching since that controversial call. Sanders is back. Sanders to the 43-yard line, a gain of 4. He's 3 shy of 2,000. Let's go back to what could be the game play, the biggest play that they'll talk about. That's Bryant Westbrook trying to pull it in. He's down, no control. Now he has control, obviously out of the field of play. Wow.
A couple things come to mind. One, the Jet defense right here, it's getting tired. It can't be as disciplined. That's the reason why Barry Sanders all of a sudden is finding these holes to run in.
3rd and 3. Sanders. The door slams at the 42, a gain of 1. Rick Lyle makes the stop.
And Dick, the other thing is Bill Parcells this week was quoted, big games, you got to take some chances. He's done that today. Ray Lucas throwing the interception, and then Leon Johnson throwing the interception here on the last drive.
4th down and about 2.5. Timeout called by the Jets with 3:30 left, and Barry Sanders leaves the field unofficially 2 yards shy of 2,000.
Well, and they're doing the very, very, very smart thing. They're going to punt the ball away and make the Jets try to make them go 90 or 95 yards. I've been watching Hanson. I watched this guy kick for about a half an hour before the game, and he didn't hit a ball. He was trying to hit him short. He didn't hit a short one all day long. They were all bad kicks.
You never had a problem with hitting it short, did you?
Kick it out of bounds inside the 10.
Leon Johnson, one of the league's leaders in punt returns, has one for a touchdown, drifts back to the Jets 10. John Jett. Oh, no. He hit a beauty there. Yeah. Almost out of the Silver Dome. That's well through the end zone. Barry Sanders, in his quest to become the 3rd ever to rush for 2,000 in a season, needs 2 more. He's on the sidelines. The Jets have been denied on 3 interceptions in the second half. New York led 10-0 until the final play of the first half, a field goal. Neil O'Donnell goes to work. Throwing for Keyshawn Johnson, incomplete out at the 42-yard line. The winner stays alive in the playoffs. The loser goes home.
You know what's interesting about 3 interceptions for the Detroit Lions? They have 3 interceptions by 3 different backs, thrown by 3 different people.
Neil O'Donnell with a deflection interception, Ray Lucas with an interception deep in Lions territory, and then Leon Johnson on the halfback pass with a team that had the 7 interceptions all year, lowest in the league. 2nd and 10. Oh, that's got to be it. No call. There's the call. The flag was very late. Intended for Alex Van Dyke, and Bryant Westbrook was very early in this contact.
Well, Dick, you saw the right thing. Bryant Westbrook ran through the receiver.
Pass interference. Defense number 32. First down.
I mean, he saw the play, he saw the throw, but the receiver's in his way. Alex Van Dyke Good positioning, perfect throw again by Neil O'Donnell. Left hand grabs him.
And the official, looking right at it, didn't throw the flag.
Well, it's the one behind that saw it. It's the one downfield that sees the arm around the waist. Good call.
First down on the penalty at the 30-yard line. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left. 13-10 Detroit. 80,000 at the Silverdome as O'Donnell. No one open. Takes the sack. Ron Rice, the safety man, ripping O'Donnell out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Dick Hantak was about to reach for a flag, and it looked like he was going to reach for a flag, and then he didn't.
He looked down, he saw that Neil O'Donnell was still in bounds.
There it is, watch this, and he throws him out of bounds there.
Took our cameraman with him.
Well, watch Rice now. Neil O'Donnell's in bounds. But Dick Hantak is right there. He was going to throw a flag, and then he stopped because he realized that Neil O'Donnell was in bounds.
Second down, 11 on the sack. O'Donnell flushed out and then sacked. Tracy Scroggins. Good coverage again by the Lions deep defense.
The one thing the Detroit Lions defense are getting right now, watch the push. Watch the push by the linemen. They're all the way in the backfield. There's 3 guys back there. Scroggins gets through.
Barry Sanders, who has sparked this second half. Now, that's about as much emotion. He wouldn't do that for himself, but he will for someone else. Now it's critical for the Jets. 3rd and 20. They need a big play. O'Donnell goes long. Keyshawn Johnson comes down with it. No, could not control it as he hit the ground. The ball popped free at the Lions 45.
He looked like he was doing
close.
Yeah, it looked like a play like Herman Moore. You got a big receiver outside. Neil O'Donnell needs a big play. Throw it down to the big guy and see if he can come down with it.
Did not have control.
Did not have. Good call by the official.
And it looks like the Jets will go on 4th down and 20.
This is the season.
Yeah, it is. To be jolly.
Again to go back to that call in the end zone. 1st and goal at the 9. Ruled an interception. Even if the Jets hadn't gained a yard, they were in easy field goal range to tie. O'Donnell says, too noisy. Help me out, referee Hantak. We had these delays earlier in this half, and Hantak had to warn the crowd if it continued, he would force a timeout against the Lions.
Well, they threw a flag in now.
No, that's what. He did a good job by Dick Hantak. Neil O'Donnell waited way too late to turn to him to
Delay
ask
the
for
game.
help.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
So now Bill Parcells needs a miracle play. He needs 25 yards on 4th down to keep the ball alive with 2:22 left.
One of the other things, too, Phil, the defense wants these people to keep quiet because they have momentum on their side. They don't want the Jets to be able to regroup. Now the Jets are going to punt.
Bill figuring that that's just impossible. We'll punt, hope that we can force an error. The Jets, though, have only 1 timeout left, plus the 2-minute warning.
So the Jets, if it goes well for them, they could get the ball back probably with just a little over a minute left if they could stop them in 3 downs.
Len Milburn back. Punt by Hansen. Milburn fair catch at the Lions 42. 43-yard punt. 2:15 to go. The key has been 3 Detroit Lion interceptions. 2 that no question about, and 1 that'll be talked about all winter long if the Jets don't get in the playoffs.
Well, Neil O'Donnell and Bill Parcells having words on the sidelines, and it's frustration. They know it's the end of the season for them, and those things happen.
Sanders needs 2 for 2,000, and he's right about at 2 there, out to the 44-yard line. And that would put him right on the spot. 2,000. Timeout call by the Jets with 2:06 left. Officially 2 is the call, and that's at 2,000. But Sanders, you know, loses
yards perhaps as frequently as any great back. That was his father from Wichita here to celebrate, as was the case with the 80,000, most of them here at the Silverdome, to cheer Sanders.
To read 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Timeout, New York. Their third and final timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
So with 2:10, and they'll use the 2-minute warning for another stop of the clock, and then they hope they can stop the Lions offense and get the ball back. Sanders, who ripped off a 47-yard run in the final play of the third period after he had been held intact throughout the game. And now this short run gives him 2,000, 131 today.
Well, they should take the ball out of the game.
That's what if he loses a couple of them the next carry.
Yeah, they're going to take this ball because this is the ball that he got 2,000.
Joining Eric Dickerson, who's here at the Silverdome, and O.J. Simpson, the only men in history to rush for 2,000 yards in a season.
That was so funny when we were talking to Barry Sanders yesterday. Don't take I said it earlier. You know, he said, well, it'd be great to get 2,000, wouldn't it? He said, yeah. Well, how about?
There it is. The linemen, they're the ones who wanted the 2,000. Barry didn't talk about it. Papa watching on the sidelines. William.
Herman Moore stole the ball.
Sanders is as modest a superstar as I have ever met in all of sport.
Well, Dick, I think that's what makes it so great. He's so modest, such a good player. And to accomplish this with his style and the size, you know, Barry Sanders, such a small running back, it just seems so improbable, and that's what makes it such a wonderful story.
Trying to add to 2,000 on 2nd and 8. He gets the call. Here he goes. All the way to the 3-yard line. 53 yards, the longest against the Jets defense all season.
I hope Eric Dickerson didn't go home. Was he something?
Well, it just shows you what little margin of error you have on defense when you're playing against Barry Sanders. The defense gets a little bit tired late in the game. The hole, it's probably just a foot wider, but once he gets through it, hard to bring down.
With that 53-yard run, Sanders vaults ahead of O.J. Simpson. Now only 52 behind Eric Dickerson's all-time mark in 84. A man who was held only 20 yards rushing in the first half. Final play of the third quarter, 47. Now a 53-yarder. That's 100 yards and 2 runs. And the Lions, they're not looking for a touchdown. 13-10 the score. Jets are out of timeouts. It's just a couple of kneel downs. No sense even risking a handoff.
Absolutely, Dick. That's the point. If you run a play here, you're crazy.
And they'll run you out of town.
Yes, don't take a chance. Everything you want has been accomplished. You're in the playoffs. You win the game. Barry Sanders, another great day.
That was really nice. Dick Hancock, the referee, came over to shake Barry Sanders' hand, and then he went back out and started playing.
They want to be part of history, too. I mean, they're excited, really. The officials, they're excited to be part of this today, seeing something happen that's so unique.
Scott Mitchell, a couple more kneel downs. On the day when Reggie Brown, seriously injured, left by ambulance, and heart taken away by the play of Barry Sanders as Bill Parcells. It's a remarkable year, and there's the father, son. Sanders. I mean, he told us point blank, he said, hey, if I get 1,900 yards and we win 9 games and are in the playoffs, that's good. I mean, what's wrong with that? Everyone else wants the 2,000. I want to get in the playoffs. He said, I had a little taste of it in the playoffs. Yeah, and I think you make a good point, Phil. He has to get to the Super Bowl for the world to realize his greatness.
That's right. Barry Sanders get the Super Bowl, play well. I think most people will recognize him being the greatest runner ever.
Well, congratulations to Bobby Ross, his first year in Detroit. He takes the Lions to the playoffs. And Bill Parcells, what a turnaround from a 1-15 year. He showed the greatness of his leadership in taking the Jets to the brink of the playoffs himself, and 3 costly interceptions in the second half, the difference in his season being extended. The Lions have won 13-10.